Hi, it's me again. This is Wendy's video blog, aka the Bitch Fest. Sorry, it's been so long since I last posted. I've been really busy and I really haven't had a lot of ideas to post about, which is why you guys need to reply to my posts and tell me what to bitch about. Cause you really don't want to hear just my random everyday bitches. Anyway, today I think that I'm going to talk a little bit about my dislike of the American government and the situation that we have ourselves in, or the government has put us in the Middle East. After September 11th, which, by the way, yeah, I have my own opinions about, but I won't get into that conspiracy theory bullshit. But after September 11th, we all, every one of us, well, most of us, went on a patriotic spree of sorts, and we had to, we had to get everyone who was against America. And if you weren't for the wars on terrorism, then you weren't patriotic, and you weren't a true American. And that's still sort of the case today, although I think the American people have kind of become numb to it, and they've kind of opened their eyes. The American people as a whole. I'm speaking very generally, of course. But I think now we all realize that there are no weapons of mass destruction. Osama bin Laden is probably hiding under a rock somewhere and will die of old age. There are no Al-Qaeda ties to Hussein, and Hussein probably had nothing to do with 9/11, which, I would say he definitely didn't have anything to do with 9/11. So I just don't get that in these economic times, with as much problems as the American government and the American people are having with the economy, I just don't get why we are still spending as much money as we are. I'm not sure of the figure, but I believe we're talking trillions now so far. What does the peanut gallery say?
As far as money?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are in the trillions of dollars, into this war, as well as $8 trillion in debt from China.
Okay, yeah, that was my peanut gallery, aka my fiance Greg. I have requested that he not speak unless spoken to, because he'll go off on his own little tangents, especially on the subject. But anyway, we've spent trillions of dollars on this war, so to speak, on these wars, because there are two of them, or more actually. We are overseas sending our men and women to die, killing innocent people in the name of freeing a people or a country who didn't want to be freed in the first place. We're trying to make them democratic, but who's to say democratic really works? I mean, look at the spot that we're in, and we're democratic, or something like it. We pretend to be. And it's obviously not working too well for us. Aside from Hussein, the Iraqi people were just fine without us. Yeah, obviously Hussein needed to be taken out of power, but honestly, like, the first Bush should have taken care of that to begin with. It was a huge mistake on his part to leave him in power to begin with. And basically, Junior's coming in, trying to clean up Daddy's mess. And now, our current president, who actually turned out not to be such a president at all, he may not be able to get us out of the predicament that we're in. Don't get me wrong, I was an Obama supporter, and I'm not completely anti-Obama, but I'm sort of in the middle right now. Because, I mean, in the almost 2 years that he has been president, aside from a few healthcare things, what has he really done except honestly perpetuate the Bush administration's policies, which is odd because, they're supposed to be from two different political parties, and he ran on the platform of change. But anyway, don't get me started, because honestly I haven't decided whether I'm for or against Obama. Yeah, so anyway, back to what I was saying. There is way too much oppression and way too many issues that we have in this country to be spending as much money as we are on another country. Yeah, I think since the beginning of our existence as a country, and especially since we have established ourselves as a superpower, and I put air quotes around that, and we maintained ourselves as a superpower, the only superpower left, we're either playing the role of the big brother that has to bail everybody out, or the bully, or sometimes both. And in this war, I really don't know which of those roles we're playing, but, the American government as an entity needs to get its head out of its ass and concentrate on the American people. Millions are homeless, millions are starving, our education system completely blows, our economy is in the toilet, people are still being oppressed, people are still being discriminated against. I'm lucky if I can find a freaking toilet to use, as I've expressed in my last, in one of my last blogs. There's just too many problems with America as a whole to be focusing on another country. I'm supposed to live in the freest country in the world, and yet we have so many freedoms that are only afforded to the rich, or only afforded to the most affluent of, of society. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I may not be the most articulate person, and probably as a journalist or future journalist, however you want to see it, I shouldn't be saying some of these things, or maybe I should, because honestly, it was the media failing at their watchdog duty that may have gotten us into the wars that we're in the first place, but that's an entirely different blog. Anyway, my time is almost up. I'm almost at 10 minutes. So, without further ado, I will shut up and post a comment and tell me what you want me to talk about next, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.